G'day, Aussie Bonsai Bloke here, how you going? Today I'm just gonna, it's been a while since I've done a video, so today I'm just gonna do a video around the backyard because I've got a tree to work on, but I've run out a bit of time and time's getting away from me and there's not a lot of trees to work on at the moment. I'm just waiting for them to all shoot. It's spring at the moment and I've done all the work that needed doing on them before the spring shoot, so not a lot to do, so I'm just going to give you a walk around the garden. Okay, I hope you enjoy. Cheers. Okay, so we got the spring growth coming out. Olives still look pretty much the same. You can see the olives are just starting to get some little shoots on them. The Chinese elm here looks a bit different. It's got a full canopy now. It's all shot out. The juniper here, that's got all nice new fresh shoots, new buds, so that's looking pretty good. Oh, if you're wondering what I've got this mesh on for, that's to keep the blackbirds out, because otherwise they get in there and they dig all the moss out. So this just gutter guard with a bit of tie wire holding them in. Seems to work alright. Keeps the, that way if you want to show it or display it somewhere, or just keeping the moss on there so that the soil stays more moist. Better for the roots and the tree. It is a good idea to have this gutter guard or something on top. You can see I got it on this one as well. This is mulberry. You can see it hasn't shot out yet, but it's about to. You can see shoots just starting to green up there. Yeah, so this elm's looking pretty good. Really looks really healthy this year, shooting out. Same thing, I've got the gutter guard, but under there's some nice green moss. And the handy thing too with keeping all this moss in here is that it keeps the weeds down. Weeding is a lot easier now with the moss on top. Crepe myrtle shooting out. Some succulents. Another crepe myrtle trying to shoot. So far this coral bark maple, which looks pretty ugly. This is the back side of it anyway, I think. Hasn't shot out yet, so we'll wait for that one. The almond tree, they shoot out almost one of the earliest ones, the almond tree. Got some nice bark and a bit of moss growing on it. You can see this one here, I've actually already done a cut back on it. So that one's already been cut back quite a few spots. I've left the weaker shoots, like these ones. I haven't cut those back. And also this lower branch down here, I haven't cut back any of these either, because this lower branch here has been growing for the same amount of time as this upper branch. This upper branch here is about 4 times thicker, so it's always had weak growth on this bottom one, and this year is probably the first year that it's had some really strong growth. Normally I literally only get that much growth, about 6 sets of leaves, and that stops like that until the next winter. So pretty happy with the growth on that one, so hopefully that'll thicken that up pretty well. What are these? These are some apricots I collected. Possibly turn it into a forest planting. I've sort of planted it like that, so we'll see how it goes. It's in a big black tub. Crepe myrtle hasn't shot yet, but still looking pretty good. Apple tree. As you can see, they've got fairly long leggy branches here, but along the branches you can see where my finger is there's some good buds that are swelling up, which will create some good ramification, I hope, during this year, which will hopefully make it look a lot less, you know, leggy sort of branching. And if it doesn't, well, I can always cut it back if I have to, but I'm hoping that it's going to just bud out nicely. They are all swelling, so it won't be long and that'll be out in leaf. Yeah, just an olive there. This little Chinese elm, I'll show you this one. This one's a little beauty. I've had a fair bit of time. This one here is really giving me some grief. It's always been ugly, nothing's happened with it, but this last year it's just really, it's got some nice character and age to that trunk now. Like, that would be 7-year-old trunk, and it's only a small tree, as you can see with my hand there. I've got a big hand, but as you can see there, it's only a small tree. It's got some good character there. You can imagine that hanging over a lake or something. Maybe I'll put a little figurine in there. Got some box behind there. I think it's Japanese box, I think. Here's another one. This is a juniper. Just a juniper nana. It's growing alright. Very healthy. It's got new fresh buds all over it. This is this Maria that I did a video on. It's very sad. It could quite possibly die. It's a bit of a pity because it was a nice tree and I just took it too far with the repotting. There are sections where it's trying to rebud out. Just trying to find one. A few and far between. Yeah, there are tiny sections where it's trying to bud out, but every time it tries to bud out somewhere, it ends up just dying back, which is not great, which is a bad sign. So we'll see how that tree goes. It may well die, which is a pity because it was quite a nice tree with all its leaf, you know, around it. It was pretty good. I repotted this one. This is my flat top olive. I had it planted more of a square angle like that, and now I've turned it so that this front trunk is at you more and that one's more like a back trunk, and I quite like the look of that one now, so we'll see how that goes. This is the hawthorn. It's a nice well developed hawthorn. It's starting to shoot out now. It would have already been in full leaf by now, but what happened is earwigs ate all the flower buds out, which was a pity because one, it sort of really weakened the tree, and two, meant I've got no flowers this year. Normally this one has been flowering really well for me and it's just been a full canopy of flowers. So as you can see, the buds are still swelling now. Normally it would have already, shot by now. And they were swelling like over a month ago. They were swelling up. And I was about to think about wrapping the trunk in something to stop the earwigs climbing up. And just as I was thinking that, the next day came out and all the buds were eaten out. They only take one night. This is my red gum, river red gum, Australian native. For those of you who wanted to see some more natives, I don't have many natives. I'm going to develop some more natives, but this is my native at the moment. It's a river red gum. Just bringing in on here, you can see the gutter guard to get birds off, but you can see the nice moss underneath it. I've got a bit of rapid razor pellets in there as well. So just looking up at the tree from there, you can see it's developing quite nicely. Here we've got the wisteria. This is a massive wisteria that I collected from the neighbour's place. It was in their foundations. I collected it with almost no roots a couple of years ago, maybe 1 to 2 years. As you can see, it's going to flower out here. It's going to have some beautiful flowers there. But the best thing about this tree, I'll just show you. So I've let it grow for a whole year, maybe 2, and I'm going to probably let it grow for another full year of free growth so that it establishes new live veins and some strong growth so it doesn't die back anymore, and hopefully keeps the borers out. But you can see this trunk is completely eaten through on that side there. Got some beautiful character to that, so see how that goes. And then depending on where these shoot, I really hope this one here shoots out somewhere, because then I can sort of carve around here. You can see this little live vein which goes up to it. And if I can, in a year's time, carve around there, or if it naturally hollows out or something like that, we'll see. But okay, so here we got just some air-laid mulberry trees. Same as that other one I showed you before. They aren't shooting yet, but they won't be far away. You can see this one here got a green bud, which means it's about to go. His trunks aren't that great, but this year I'm going to try and cut them back a bit. They're hard to get to back bud into old wood, so you almost got to let them elongate, get really long and leggy, and then the actual health and vigour of the tree makes them back bud on their own. Okay, so here we have the masterpiece in my garden as far as an Australian native. This one is a bottle brush, and I can't remember whether this is the back or the front, but anyway, I'll just show you the base. You can see that base there, and I'll just tilt the camera up into the canopy and hope that it picks it all up. So it's got a beautiful base, nice moss around there now. I've got the gutter guard on, but I wasn't going to take it off just for the video, sorry. There's a lot of effort to take it off all the trees. I take it off to weed and that's about it. But because I got the nice moss there now, I don't have to weed that often. Just keeps my pesky blackbirds away. So you can see all the flower buds there, and they're literally covered all over the tree everywhere. Literally everywhere you look. Do a little flyby. On the whole tree. Almost like you're in a quadcopter there, flying over it. See all those flower buds. You can imagine how good this is going to look when it shoots out. And if you remember back, I had a lot of trouble. I'll just take you around the back of that tree. Sorry for the camera work here, I'm walking with the camera, but just take you around the back. Remember, I had a lot of trouble with the back of it being completely bald because it was up against a wall basically. And now you can see it's got good health around the whole tree now. It's a really healthy tree. All those flower buds. Got more, still got more flower buds developing here. Excuse me. So you can see this is going to really have some good flowers this year, as long as we can keep them earwigs out of it. And there's a bit of a look up into the canopy. Yeah, so that's beautiful. Right, that's the back of a pomegranate that I got. This is I don't know, I think it's some sort of a daisy bush. I repotted it into this long, sort of almost like a forest planting sort of a pot. You can see the nice veins that this thing gets. As long as I can keep some nice healthy pads, it could end up being a good tree. So sort of the front, well, the front's there, but probably more around this way if I can in the future would probably be better. Look at the whole tree. Anyway, I'll go back around the other side. Well, some good news also, we got the old houses sold. That's gone unconditional, so we're going to be selling the old house, which means we should hopefully be moving house soon. So we'll see how that goes. We've got the real estate popping around tonight we got to sign up for a new house that we looked at, and we've decided it looks alright. It's on 30 acres, so hopefully that all goes through. We'll see how that goes. If not, well, we'll look for a new property. But anyway, that's what's happening. So here's some olives. Anyway, this one's been really weak this past year. I don't know why, because the year before it was really healthy, but this last year it wasn't. So whereas this one here I've literally had for 3 years from a stump, and it's been healthy the whole time. It's grown really, really fast. It's still got some nice new buds on it now. It's going to be a beautiful tree. It's already getting towards a beautiful tree, but this is an olive collected from the sheep sheep yard where the sheep have been chewing it back all the time. It's got a dead branch on there. I want to keep that as a first branch, just a dead branch, just to show you the hardship of the tree, what it's been through. There's an ash at the back there, ash tree. Not normally much of a fan of an ash tree, but I do have a few. They're okay. There's a bottle brush again. Okay, there's a dog. So moving on. Here's another ash tree. Now that I've said I'm not much of a fan, I'm showing you all the ash trees. So I repotted that one and stood it up. You might have seen it in a previous video. I'm not sure whether I did one or not. You can see it standing up now. It looks pretty cool. It's got some really old bark to it. And the carving that I did on it. Beautiful carving. And then you can see, oh yeah, and then you can see this new bud. This is a thread graft. Kids are just telling me the sales agent's here, so I better go. What are you running for, Tone? Hey Seth, what are you doing? So yeah, that's that thread graft there anyway. I better go and I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, I'm back to the rest of this video. It's got a bit darker here, so let's try and get this done before it gets too dark. You can see the spring growth on the ash tree here. Nice bark, nice deadwood. All the carving that I did on it. So that one's pretty cool. This one's the Japanese red pine. I didn't do a video because I did this one at the club meeting, and basically I took all the pretty much snapped every needle in half. So I've pretty much snapped every needle in half and cut it back to 2 needles in any one location. Kept the weaker needles in the top, but kept the stronger needles in the bottom. So hopefully that'll help, you know, balance out the strength of the tree. So there's that one. This one's another juniper. It's getting a bit overgrown, but it's going alright. It's up in the middle of the tree here. Yeah, starting to struggle for light, so I better keep it moving. There's an ash. Well, what am I talking about? There's an olive that was collected with a screwdriver. Collected that on the side of the road. It's got nice moss. It's got about 3 or 4 different trunks on it. And it looks quite good, I think. Not a bad little composition there. Give you a bit of a walk around the tree. It's growing pretty well. So that's that tree. And I just got a slanting olive here. I think a cutting of a maple there. And an olive tree there. Something happened to the dog, probably got a prickle. Lucky, right bunny? Hey, got a prickle bud. Is that what happened? It's not good, buddy, hey? Not good. Oh, hello, Maxie. Hello. Good boys, aren't you, hey? You're really good boys. Okay, another olive here. I've done a bit of carving in the past. It's got some nice moss, some green moss, some dark sort of moss. Got some nice canopy and shape to this olive. This branch here's got to strengthen up in the future. And I've got another olive behind here which it's got some nice deadwood and carving and stuff to it. So you can see, you can look right through the tree. I cut the top out of this thing. I think there was a top section here which went all the way up to here, which made it look, yeah, there was a top section that went all the way up to here which made it look too long and slender. and a bit weird, to be honest. So that'll be the front of the tree there somewhere. It's pretty hard because I've got this olive in front of it. As you can see, it's got new growth on it. But you can see it's just starting to shoot out all new growth along that branch, which will be the first branch. This branch here was an old branch that died off, which looks kind of cool. Yeah, basically that's it. There's little shoots trying to come out the place. Little shoot here. So it's trying to shoot. Then we got this elm tree. Remember this elm tree here? I did the rocks and the pond. We got the mesh on top, gutter guard. I did the rocks in the pond. You can see the moss is already growing around a lot of these rocks, which is pretty cool. And it's got the water in there, which has gone more like slime. So that's pretty cool. Grown pretty well. So that looks really cool. So that's that one. I think that one's a hawthorn. I don't know what this is, some sort of a herb, I think. Olive at the back there. Plenty of olives around the place. This one's a Turkish oak. I think we're looking at the back of the tree because I wanted to strengthen the back of the tree towards the sun. I might take you around the other side after. We'll have a look. This is a another bottle brush. I think I showed you the carving there. So we got a lot of shoots starting to shoot out the place. And that'll really increase the branching in this tree in the next year. So that'll be pretty cool. We got the olive that's growing on this side stump here. It's part of it. It's got a live vein growing up the side of this old stump. We carved out the old stump in the past. So that's a really cool one. And another olive at the back here, which I dug up one time. It's growing pretty well. Lemon tree got burnt back in the frost. Still alive, so it should be alright. What else we got here? We got the big olive, my big olive. One of my first trees I got. Always like the bigger trunks. It's got nice moss. Really nice base on the tree. Starting to get some old barking on it now. When I first got it, it didn't have that old barking. Just got some up there. I'll just give you a look up into the tree. It's pretty cool. So you can see up into the tree. Makes it look like an old tree up into the top there. And same thing with that one. It's starting to get all new nice new leaves all over it. It's pretty cool. Do a little flyby. Pretty cool. There's the olive that I worked on a while back. Just put it in a wooden box and did a bit of wiring to it. I'm not sure whether it's shooting yet, but we'll see. Maybe a few shoots there. And another one which I got from my brother's house, an olive. Surprise, surprise, plenty of olives. This one here is a fruiting quince tree. It's a pretty cool tree. It's got some nice bark on it. Starting to. This is a lemon tree which I had a bit of trouble with. I had it too close to a fire, burnt all the branches back, but as you can see it's starting to put out new shoots now, so it should be alright. Shouldn't be an issue. Sheep eaten olive that I had, so that's pretty cool. Just got some nice deadwood there. This is all natural. I haven't taken to the carver at all on this one. This is all natural. This is how I got it exactly out the paddock. I've done a little bit of work on it, but it's a pretty cool tree to just get straight out the paddock. Absolutely awesome. So that's that one. This is the forest planting of the hawthorns that I did. There is some shoots coming out on it now. You can start to see some shoots. So pretty much all of them are starting to shoot. This one in the back here. Got to put my hand behind it so that it can pick it up. Some there. This one here, it's had a bit of trouble. Like, it keeps shooting, keeps getting longer, but the old growth, it's really weird, keeps dying off. It's really strange because the new growth is fine and then the old growth dies off. So I don't know whether there's a bug coming at night and eating it, but anyway, that's off the big main tree. So let's hope that rectifies itself. There's a few shoots at the back of the main tree as well. A few shoots on these side trees. Bit of budding happening around the place, just beyond my finger there's a bit of budding. So I think it should be alright. Should grow okay. I'll just bring you around the back side of here. You can see this is a bottle brush that I took to with the circular saw that one time. Did some carving work on it. So you can see there's a spider living in there now. Looks like one of those black house spiders. There's a, guess that's the sort of funnel hole that it makes. I'm sure there's a big black spider in the bottom of that. I don't really want to see it myself, but that's starting to shoot out. It's got a lot of buds on it. Probably here somewhere will be the front of the tree. Somewhere here will be the front of the tree. This is one of my collected oaks. Seems to be going okay. Collected hawthorns going okay. I'll just show you. That's the one I collected from the brother, the olive. But here's the back of the, well, I think this is actually the front of the Turkish oak. You can see it's got some really good growth on there. Beautiful new leaves. They're very big leaves actually, so it'll be interesting in time whether I can get the leaves to reduce, but for now I'm pretty happy. Looks alright. Very healthy anyway, so that's the main thing. There's that bottle brush. Sort of silhouette in the fading sunlight. We've got sunset here. As always, wait until the last bit of light to do something, which is of course making it a little bit more blurry, harder for the camera to focus. Right, moving on to the stock plants here. This is a elm tree that I collected. I'm going to make into more of an elegant one. You can see there's some buds there which are starting to shoot out. Yeah, like I say, the camera's having a bit of a hard time, so I've got to hurry this up before it gets too dark. That's the air-laid kumquat. I repotted that. There's another elm here which is shooting out new shoots. Another red gum at the back there, which is massive sort of growth on it, but it's got to be cut back hard one day, but I'm just letting it thicken up. A maple here, doesn't look too much, but see what happens. It's the new one that I got the other day. This is a Taxus yew. So the trident maple that I got. There's a prunus, another prunus, some avocados that I'm trying to grow from seed. Pulled that out my thong just then. That's while I was mucking around with the camera, because it went straight through my thong into my foot, so I quickly pulled it out, and that's what it was. It's like an old box thorn spike or something. What else have we got here? We got the swamp cypress here. It's just starting to shoot out, so that's going alright. Full cypress. We got some Jap maples here in nice spring foliage already. Beautiful foliage on those things. There's another one at the back just starting to shoot. Pretty cool. They do burn a bit here in my climate, like it's a bit hot for them, but they seem to go okay. This one here is really shot out in the last little bit. This is the prunus I did some carving on at the back, as you remember. You can see that it's starting to shoot out now and hopefully turn into a pretty cool tree one day. There's the peach tree. So yeah, basically that's about it. Just the olive. It's got some shoots growing on it, but not too much has happened with that one. This one here is the tea tree flowers. Growing pretty well. Beautiful little flowers on it. So it's another Australian native. Otherwise, things are just slowly moving along. Another trident maple. Fallen over lemon. Blueberry bush. Plenty of flowers on it. See if they turn into blueberries. Nope. So that's about it. I'll give you a quick walkthrough of all the trees. Okay, head back over here. Just do a nice quick flyby of the whole lot. The focus isn't too great because the light's gone, but get the general idea. No worries. Cheers for watching Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe. Check out the Instagram, and I'll catch you later. Cheers. Thanks for watching.